Dictionary.com has shared its word. I still don't understand this word, but it has shared its word for 2025, word of the year.
Yes, the online dictionary said today the word is 6'7". They say it's a result of classic brain rots.
I'm not gonna miss my opportunity this time. Forecast for trick-or-treaters. How's 6'7" for you? 67 degrees.
You've been hearing the phrase 6'7" all over social media. You have no idea what it means. You're not alone. I see you looking, Ben.
Talking about the viral 6'7" phrase. That's right, 6'7". You and you never just say it like 6'7". You say 6'7".
67 degrees. I'm cool. I know what the kids are doing these days.
6'7", 6'7", the high temperature in the River Valley. I think Generation Z is back to my weather graphics there. Nonetheless, a pretty decent day. Most folks have no clue what's happening. Truth be told, I don't either.
Chris was mentioning 6'7"
Yes.
celebration.
Yes.
And I didn't even realize I could have been making 6'7" references all morning long.
Yes.
Because that is what our temperature is, 6'7".
6'7".
Yeah, exactly. So the phrase started as a joke linked to a rap song and the physical height of basketball star LaMelo Ball. Well, now educators say it's turned into a major classroom disruption.
Okay, 6'7".
Have you heard of it?
Probably heard of it, right?
I've heard of it. I'm still trying to figure it out.
It's confusing because I don't really think it means anything. Basically, the kids go, they do that little hand gesture and they say 6'7".
Then for your weekend outlook as a whole this weekend, September 6-7, we're going to see a bit of temperature fluctuation. 93 on Sunday down to 89.
October 2025, the month I realized that I'm just not cool anymore. And I just don't get it. I don't think I ever will get it.
Thomas, did you know about 6'7"? You're in the know with all the kids.
Yeah, so this was the 411 I got from my teacher friend because she teaches high school. It means nothing.
It means nothing?
I think that's the general consensus.
Nothing.
It's just fun.
You were like, I don't understand this. So I was saying, it's kind of millennials,
For the
hear me out.
millennials.
Do you remember out there when we would just randomly walk around and scream, Mike
Jones!
That's kind of what it is. It's that version of it.
Need a scenario.
It's a 6'7" weather day. It's like, not much is going on. All week long, really.
And they had to count off 1, 2, 3. Guess what happened? They got to 6'7". They all giggled. That's all. We're not going to use it in the weathercast. I don't really care for it all that much. All right.
From groovy to riz, every generation has had those expressions that make parents, teachers, and employers feel confused, sometimes annoyed, and, well, old. The current phrase heard everywhere now is 6'7". It's become so prominent that some schools are even banning the phrase, saying it's disruptive to their classroom. So why do these generational slang phrases exist? And is there a benefit to young people? Joining me now is Kristen Bovaert-Abo, a professor of English at the University of Northern Colorado. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Well, let's start with the question that everyone wants to know. What is the meaning behind 6'7"? Is there even a meaning?
So far, no.
Great.
It seems to come from this song released in 2024 by the Philadelphia rapper Skrilla. In his song Doot Doot, he mentioned 6'7" 2 times, but it became this internet sensation. And in December 2024, it added in this hand gesture, palms upraised, up and down, kind of like weighing scales or kind of a so-so motion. And people have been going a little crazy trying to figure out what exactly it might mean. There's speculation maybe he's referencing 67th Street in either Philadelphia or Chicago, possibly referencing Police Code 1067. There have been a lot of video clips pairing the song with the NBA basketball player LaMelo Ball, whose height just happens to be 6'7".
Checks out.
Of course, the rapper Skrilla has not made any kind of comment as to what exactly 6'7" means, but mostly it just seems to be a nonsense phrase, and really that's the fun of it.
Right. I mean, does it matter that phrases like these and like slang doesn't really have a real quote unquote meaning?
Not really. No, and again, that's the fun, the creativity of it.
Yeah, so let's talk about the history of that. Like how far back have these like seemingly nonsensical phrases been picked up by kids?
Oh, pretty much as long as there has been language. And we go back to Roman times, there's graffiti showing slang. I'm a medievalist, so Geoffrey Chaucer in his 14th century Canterbury Tales, he uses the term bones to refer to dice. And that's a term that even today still is used as slang for dice. In the 13th century, there's a song, Sumur is a Kuminin, and it's celebrating spring, and it's the first recorded instance of the word fart. And so slang has always been around, and there's plenty of instances where a word starts out as slang, but then it starts to become accepted, and nowadays we don't even think twice about a word. The word freshman or dwindle, glib, crash, those all started out as slang terms, but now we use them all the time.
That's so true. I mean, I think slay is in the dictionary, right? Or something like that.
Yes.
But let's talk about the meaning of why kids might be picking these up. Like, does it provide some sort of comfort for them, like a sense of belonging? Talk to me a little bit about what that means for kids.
Absolutely, yeah. And I just want to briefly note that a lot of times, especially adults, they associate slang as an act of rebellion. And a lot of that can be traced back to 1828 when Noah Webster of the Merriam-Webster dictionary fame, he defined slang in 1828 as low, vulgar, unmeaning language. And his dictionary and his style guides were incredibly popular, and they still influence a lot of our attitudes towards language today. But a lot of times, the use of slang is not necessarily an act of rebellion, but rather it's an expression of human creativity. It's a desire for something fresh, something new. Slang is humorous, it's metaphorical, it's playful.
Right.
And especially for kids. And slang is across all age groups. So it's a lot of times we tend to associate slang with younger generations, but they're not the ones just using slang. Although in the case of 6-7, I think it's pretty much there. That's very heavily on them. But especially for kids, using slang, it's really important for their sense of belonging because it's a way of helping to mark it. Well, it's in-group language. It gives them, it helps them to show that they're in on the joke. It gives them a sense of belonging that they, so it's shared humor, especially when they are able to look around and see all of the confused looks on the adults. That's a way of setting them apart from the adult speakers. And sometimes too, slang is a way of not just distinguishing the adolescents from the adults, it's also a way of in-group language of separating specific teenage groups from other teenage groups.
Right, like
too.
age, like things like that. Totally. Now that more and more adults are using the term 6-7, like even in the news, our anchors were saying it all this morning, for example, people are saying that it's kind of like on the outs. Talk to me a little bit about that, like the cycle of slang, like it becoming a cool thing, and then once it's formalized, maybe not so much. Like, why does that happen?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's really going to be fascinating to watch to see if it sticks around or if it goes away. I think, and it can be really hard to tell if a word has staying power or not, and a lot of it comes down to if it has use. And so sometimes, yeah, if the old people get in on the joke, it's no longer funny anymore. But if a word has staying power, like cool, a lot of times people thought that word was just going to be a flash in the pan. Because again, cool was a word where it originally started, it was a very narrow, specific term, only applied to a specific style, artistic style for jazz musicians. But now we apply it to everything. Yeah. And so that one definitely had staying power. But in the case of something like 6-7, if it mostly stays having no real meaning, I think it'll easily get replaced by whatever the next new flashy thing is going to be. Kind of like skibbity toilet.
Oh my goodness. Don't even get me started on that. I still don't understand what that means.
Well, and you're not supposed to, because that's another nonsense term, although Cambridge Dictionary did add it earlier this year to their dictionary.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but when the case of like skibbity toilet, if you look at Google Trends, the searches for that one really started declining heavily at the end of 2024. Now, people might still be using it in everyday speech, but it's not as interesting to people anymore. I think it's dying out.
Once it's
and it might be because 6-7 is becoming more interesting. It's replaced it. But because 6-7 has gotten paired with the hand movement, and if people are starting to attach this meaning of kind of a so-so meaning, it's becoming useful. So maybe it'll stick around. And especially when shows like South Park really draw a lot of attention to it, because that way it's a way of making teenagers feel validated and seen. So maybe it might have some more staying power. Maybe not. It's hard to see.
Really interesting stuff. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing all this knowledge. This is truly fascinating. Now,
"2025 is almost over, and hopefully, kids, tweens, and teens have a New Year's resolution to stop saying 6-7, the internet meme that terrified teachers and perplexed parents across the country. But one group really struggled. News teams.